Aloha YouTube, this is Crypto Rootz, and I'm in Guatemala, and it's like my first time in Latin America. Um, they really need crypto, no joke. They really need crypto, and they don't even know that they need crypto. In fact, most people don't even know about crypto, and even if you try to bring it up, some people think you like stay away from it. So that's just the reality of it, and it's rough out here, for a lot of people. Um, so I'm feeling better. Physically, I'm feeling better. Spiritually, I'm feeling better. You know, and I don't care what anyone says. I feel better talking about this. And I just want to get the rest of this off my chest so I can just stop posting these videos and get back to the crypto hustle, because that's what really is the exciting part for me, at least. So yeah, let's get the rest of this is done with. So when Polight first hit me up, he was very specific about his words. Okay? He said, according to so and so, like a magazine or some publishing, that my net worth is 3 point something million dollars. And my response was like, because I already knew that. I mean, at least I knew that that's what online it said. But who knows how much he could have? At the time, I'm thinking he probably has more than that, and that's an underestimation, But when when we talked on the phone, he said according to so and so. He never said this is how much I have. He said according to so and so magazine or whatever, my net worth is worth 3 point something million dollars, right? I had to mention that because he told me that when we first spoke, right? Before I went out to lab. So you got to understand, in the back of my mind the whole time I'm going through this, like, yo, if your net worth is 3 point something million, like, let me see some results, or not even let me see, like, prove it to me, but like, let me see the results of my investments coming back, and you know what I'm saying. So, and I'm not who am I to judge a man? I don't know what is liquid and what is not, and how fast you can, you know what I'm saying. Those are just an accumulation of different assets and stuff. I understand not everything is going to be liquid, So, that I just want to make that clear, he said he was this, according to so and so, this is my net worth. He never said that this was my net worth himself. So fast forward to when I don't have a car, and it's just kind of right before I hit the park. He already knows I'm low on my bread. I gave him so much for cars. I didn't see nothing, but it's downhill fast. And this is within that same week. He kept asking me, yo, can you get Raed an Uber? Can you get Raed an Uber? Can you pay? Basically, can you pay for Raed's Ubers? And Raed would just wanted to go to the gym or go to Starbucks or whatever. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not sure I can do. He's like, yo, it's only $8 or $7, bro. It's only $8 or $7. What's the problem? She just cash app you, you know what I'm saying? Another day, no problem, bro. Da da da. So he's got me in his whatever sociopathic lock, and so I'm paying for Raed's Ubers to just the gym or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I'm like, yo, this shit is. I mean, I said that so many times in my head, but I'm like, this is some dirty shit, bro. This is some dirty shit. I gotta pay for your wife's trip down the street or up the street. Because first of all, Raed don't have a driver's license. Raed don't know how to drive. And yet she pressuring me, making fun of me, telling me to hurry up and how to drive in LA. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even Nina too was just giving me attitude when I was driving around because I couldn't get exactly what you know what I'm saying. Polight was giving me a hard time, like not making U-turns or like just jump in front of the car. There was one time I almost got in a big accident with Polight in the car because and he's like, you hesitate too much. Just do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it and we'll be fine. But you hesitated, and that's why we almost got in an accident right now. Man, I'm so stressed out being Polight's driver. All right, so Yeah, I had to get that. I mentioned that. Like, yo, he had me paying for Ra'et's trip to the fucking gym or to Starbucks. Just like tiny little places. Yo, $6, $7, $8 to, Uber. Why you tripping, bro? So you gonna cash app you. Like, you good. All right. Now, this whole time, so I know about Polight's past. I know that, what I'm saying? That's not, I'm aware of that. But in my mind, I'm thinking he's mature. He's left that all behind. So this whole time I'm with him, there's no visual or anything of guns. There's nothing. No mention of a gun. Nothing. Now, one thing, he always had this black Louis bag. It was the bag. And I knew I'm not a dumb. I mean, yeah, I seem dumb from being, but I'm aware that that's the bag. And I'm not sure what's in the bag. I never touched the bag. But it was always the black Louis bag. So I'm thinking, yo, that's where, I don't know, in my head, that's where he keeps the bands at. That's where, I don't know what's in the black Louis bag. That's it. But I'm making it aware that every time I'm with him, there was always the black Louis bag that he had to bring. And I'm, like I said, I don't know what was in there the whole time. I never touched it. Even when I did touch it, I never looked in it. I just had to handed it to Polight. Now, I was pretty much invited to like everything by Polight, but there was very few times that I was specifically not included, and it was specifically his other mentee was included. They always like, yo, we got to go for a run tonight. Maybe his other mentee can come out and explain it, but I never knew and I never asked because I knew specifically Polight was not inviting me. And it was always a late night, and they always had to stay up kind of late night. And so he had to drive Polight. I don't know what was the deal. I was thinking, yo, that's Polight's bodyguard. They doing some big moves with money. They, in the back of my head, maybe Polight's kind of doing something illegal and don't really want no one to know about it. Who knows? I'm not here to say here or that, but there was the very few times that I was specifically not invited, and specifically his other mentee was invited, who is a veteran or ex-veteran from the Army. So he's, homeboy, for real with the military stuff, for real with it, So I already knew that, and there's times like I'm hanging around some admitted like actual like killers. I'm not dissing the other mentee because it was in the Army, you know what I'm saying. But he's telling me about his experience in the past. I'm like, yo, you are an assassin, bro. Like, you're straight up an assassin. Like, straight up. You're a nice dude, but yeah, you fucking killed people. No joke. And Polight too. Polight's caught a few bodies. I've heard shit from Polight about Polight that, and I'm not gonna be gossiping about what I did or didn't hear, but I know Polight's got bodies under him, whether he beat the cases or whether it never even got to a case. So there's times I'm hanging out with official murderers who that's just what in their past. You know what I'm saying? Whether they did it legally or illegally or got away with it illegally or did it, whatever. So that was something to just keep in mind. It was nothing for me to like, I didn't feel afraid or I didn't feel any fear. It's just a reality that I had to acknowledge that I'm hanging around with killers. All right? Or at least people who have done multiple murders and are actually still out on the streets right now with me in the car. So that's something I had to keep in mind. Now, fast forward, I tell you about the time I went to get the Airbnb in the tent. And then I woke up the next morning and Polight flipped out on me, right? During the flipping out, he brought up himself. He was like, you may not be used to my kind of energy as a man. You may not be used to my kind of energy as a man. He was like, you don't understand what I gotta go through. You don't understand. I care. There's guns around me. I got guns, and I'm in charge of. I'm not in charge. I'm kind of like the leader of other men who's got a bunch of guns. So I'm always. He's like, I'm the dude. Like he was like, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, my energy is just on a different level when there's you know what I'm saying, resistance or something. You know what I'm saying? Adversity. He will, you know, that's how, like, you know. So he's like, I respond to adversity a little different. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to like kind of calm, you know, explain why he flipped out on me and why I'm just not on his level. And he definitely mentioned, yo, there's guns. There's guns, and then other people with guns, and I'm kind of like the leader or whatever. So I'm thinking, first of all, I'm with him the whole time. No mention of guns whatsoever, or even any scene. And then he brings that up later, like, yo, like, it's for real. I'm kingpinning, and I got goons everywhere. You know, like, he kind of like pretty much kind of hinted that, you know. And that was that conversation. Basically, that was kind of just like, you're not used to my kind of energy. And I guess, you know, and in kind of reality I was, because I told him the only way I got around the hood is because people took me in. The baddest dudes took me in as their dude, so everybody else left me alone. I mentioned that to him. He was like, pause for a second, you know. He was just like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of how I got by in being around the hood, is that like one person took me under their wing, so everybody else left me alone. And he usually was the baddest dude, or like the roughest dude, or, you know what I'm saying, in the neighborhood that kind of took me under their wing. And he just kind of like thought about it. It's like, yo, we're going to build on that later, G. I remember that. We went to a party, and I told him that. Because it's true. Now, fast forward, I had to mention those different things. This is all building up, okay? Fast forward, I'm in Mexico. I'm going at Polight, bitching at him, just getting angry. Now I'm starting to threat legal. Now I'm hitting Polight, and like, what's up with my bread? What's up with my money? And he calls me because I threatened. Like I said, he only picks up when I threaten to go legal. He calls me, and he's like, you don't know what I've been going through. You don't know what I've been going through. Something. I just got it. He's like, I just found out my dad had cancer, so I was visiting my dad. He had cancer, and I'm just like, you kind of stole my father's life insurance, bro. Like, I know what it is for like your dad not to be in good health, because mine just fucking died. I didn't say that, right? He's like, you don't know what I've been going through. He brought up that he found out his dad had cancer, and then he had to go to New York or whatever. It could be real, it could be a lie. I have no idea. And then he was like, just yesterday, he was calling me on the phone. Just yesterday, I had a death threat. I had another death threat, you know? And it's like, it's nothing to me. It's nothing to me. I ain't afraid of nothing. I ain't afraid to die, you know? So he was just like, he's like, I thought you had something to do with it. He straight up told me this. He said, I thought you had something to do with my death threat. I have, throughout this whole time, not once did I mention threaten him physically, because I just know I'm in another country. He knows not once did I think at all that I could go there. So I didn't. I just said, I'm gonna get at you legally, or I'm gonna go on YouTube. But I realized at the time I really wasn't prepared to do that. But I definitely wasn't going to. So he straight up said, I thought you had something to do with my death threat. And I'm like, whoa. He's like, so the guy, he's like, so I texted the guy who said he was going to kill me or whatever. I texted him the address of where I was going to be at, and I told him to meet me there. And he's like, I had all my folks waiting for him. He told me he had his folks waiting for the dude that was going to come and kill Polight. And he's like, the dudes I got are some of the baddest top bodyguards in the whole nation. It wasn't even the other mentee, or I don't know, but he was just like, the bodyguards and people I got are some of the roughest fucking killers out there. And you know, he's like, you know, they under me. I'm thinking, all right. He's like, yo, the dude never showed up and da. But he's like, I'm always prepared. It ain't nothing. I'm not afraid. Anybody wants to come at me, I give them the address of where I'm at and tell them to meet me there. And I'm like, all right. I mean, yeah, I guess I've seen you kind of do that on live streams or whatever, you know, like. But I had to mention that he thought I had something to do with the death threat, you know, and not once did I all any way mention physically threatening him. Now, so I told you I'm hitting up the dude he's got the rental cars from. I'm hitting up a few people, and everyone's kind of saying the same thing. There's a reason he's keeping you around. He could have just took your shit and left and blocked you and done. But there's a reason he's keeping you around. And I'm like, yo, you're right. But what is that reason? Because it's not the money. I don't have money. And I'm like, it's not exactly the type of crypto knowledge, because either he obviously showed he really didn't care about it because he didn't follow up or mention it. And I'm not sure. That's what's driving me nuts. Why is this guy keeping me around? Why is he keep telling me I'm getting my money back and then keeps prolonging? And that's what's the insanity is. He kept saying, I'm going to get it back and stretch it out. I'm going to stretch it out. You know, and he kept, you know what I mean? He kept stretching it out, and I'm thinking each time, each week, every other week, I'm about to come up. And I don't. And it just really throws me off vibrationally, especially since, you know what I'm saying, I got a woman now, and I'm paying for me and her and everything, because, you know what I'm saying, she Mexican. She ain't got, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, you know what I'm saying? So I was taking care of us, you know? And people kept saying there's a reason Polight's keeping you around, bro. Now the dude was like, yo, this is what you need to do. Because this is before I go back to Polight. This is, all right. So I'm on this dude side. I'm real like, yo, he told me about the Yada thing. And I'm like, yo, I just for real got scammed by Polight. And he's like, so this is what you need to do, bro. You need to still continue to be cool with Polight. But you need to file for investigations in the background. Act like everything's cool when you talk to him, but start hitting the investigations in the background. And you know what I'm saying? And just milk it until you figure out what's the next move, right? And so that's what I did. I filed disputes. I called up my bank and figured out what I need to do to dispute the charges. I filed a SEC file complaint or whatever, investigation fraud. I hit up Stripe because that's who he did. It's like, your merchant scammed me. So I was going for it. And it just so happens that Polight gets back in my head. He gets back in my head from a conversation, and then I calm down. I'm thinking, nah, he wouldn't do this. Like, it's literally like a mind fuck at this point. So Polight's back in my head, and I leave homeboy alone. I stop talking to him, and I go back to being cool with Polight because he got back into my head. And so I started getting responses from the Stripe and the SEC. Like, a cop called me. I know it was a cop because he addressed me by my full name. He sounded like a white man, and it's just like, you know. And so basically with Stripe and the SEC or whatever, those, because they contact me sooner. I called off the investigation. I said, no, I thought I got scammed. But apparently I didn't. I was mistaken. I just want to call it off. So I guess that's kind of how that went, right? And then I called it off, and I'm back to trusting Polight again. Okay. So now, at this point, this is like right before the announcement, the crypto course date. At this point, I'm thinking, even though I'm cool with Polight again, he don't really give a shit about me. This whole time, he hasn't sent me any fucking money. And the only money he sent me was from the invoices. Then I had to ask him, like, yo, you got some more invoices because we about to do the course. Yo, hit me with some more invoices. I only got about 8. He's like, all right, G, I'm gonna hit you back with some. It never did, right? And I'm thinking, this person really why would he let me suffer? Like, why would, you know, this is third or fourth time I'm like, yo, why would this dude let me suffer like this? Like, you know, I didn't tell him I was hustling in the background. I tried to make it seem like I had no money so he would have some sense of urgency to help me, but there was no urgency whatsoever to help me. So I'm thinking, this is where I'm giving up. Finally giving up on this dude. He doesn't give a shit about me. It's just this. I don't know what this guy's into. I don't know why he wants to have me around. he don't even call me when he said he's gonna call me. He said he's gonna do this crypto course. So I'm about to give up fully on this man. Right? This is in Mexico. So the day of the crypto course, the day before, like 4 or 5 hours ahead, I still haven't heard nothing from him. We still haven't discussed what we were going to discuss on the course. Nothing. I'm freaking out. I'm like, this dude's just going to bail on the course and everybody's hitting me up right now and we didn't even go over nothing and I took people's money and like, fuck, man. I even told him earlier, I was like, yo, you sending me invoices. I'm thinking you trying to set me up, bro. Like, you're going to, you know, and he was like, nah, I can see how you see that, but I wouldn't do that. That's what he said. I see how you can see that. And I'm like, well, can you send me a list of people that pay for the course just so I know I'm getting a fair amount of sales for the course? She's like, oh, yeah, no problem. I'm going to send you a list, no problem. Never got the list. So I hit him up. I'm like, Polight, I'm ready, like, Polight, like, you know, he's like, why you freaking, finally texting me like, why you freaking out? I'm like, Polight, I ain't never shot a course, like, it's about to go live, like, you know, I'm freaking out, I don't know what we're gonna talk about, like, you haven't called me, you haven't done nothing. And he's like, you need to stop worrying about the crypto course, you need to stop worrying about that shit, you need to worry about Costa Rica. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I just got a property, just got a property over in Costa Rica. And I'm like, whoa. He texted me pictures. He was like, yeah, bro. Yeah, it's for real now. It's live. Yeah, it just went through. He's like, I want you to work. This is what he told me. I was gifted the property, the mountain, the resort in Costa Rica. He told me that. It was gifted to him from some father figure type to Polight. And he's like, we've been planning this since Sebi was alive, since Dr. Sebi was alive. And we were either going to get a property in Africa somewhere or somewhere in South America. And we chose Costa Rica. And because of the ley, he was like, the ley lines, the thermal hot springs, the atmosphere. He's like, I'm gonna start a holistic health retreat, you know, and he was like, I want you to live on the property, bro. He's like, you can live on my property for free. He's like, you and whoever you want, but he's like, you can live on my property for free. He didn't tell me, so yeah, so I'm like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this. Like, this is some big, in my head, I'm like, this is some big deal. Like, is Brother Polight really, really, really looking out for me in the end? Like, you know? And he's like, yeah, bro, I didn't say nothing to nobody for years. You know what I'm saying? I was just laying low until this went through. And so he's like, me and my business partner, who's kind of like the father figure, he's going to leave and move to Dubai. He's kind of done with the land. And he said I could have the land. And he said I could do whatever I want on the land. We're just going to split the business deals on the land. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. And he's like, I'm going to start a couples retreat on the land. And he's like, I want you to teach it. I want you to be there. He's like, I'm going to teach you coherent heart breathing. I'm going to teach you coherent heart breathing, and then you're going to teach other people. You get to live out there. There's coconuts. And it's like, I know that's, and I was like, yo, I get to start a farm. He's like, bro, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Everything's already set. He's like, there's somebody else that lives there that's taking care of the property, but I said, I want someone else. I want someone I know living out there, someone I can trust living out there. And I'm thinking, damn, Brother Polight, like, damn, for real, like, you really look at, like, damn, like, it almost made me forgive him for everything. It almost, check it out, it almost made me forgive him for everything. But check it out. And then he's like, yo, and then we do the crypto course. It's like 4 or 5 hours later, right? He goes on the crypto course, and anyone who took that course, at least the first part that was in the chat, he told them that he just bought a mountain. He told them that he just bought a mountain. And everyone's like, in the back of my head, I'm like, you just told me it was fucking gifted to you. But he told everyone in the chat that he bought the mountain. And everyone in the chat's like, damn, Polight's leveling up. Big boss, Polight got a mountain, yo. Damn, bossing, real estate tycoon type shit. Like, people like just showing him mad love in the chat. And I'm like, yo, is he going to mention everybody that Crypto Rootz is going to be working on the property together? You know, no, he didn't mention that. He didn't mention none of that. Not that I needed to hear that, but I'm thinking that's the next thing. Like, yo, after me and the crypto, since me and Crypto Rootz, we going to take it to the mountain. We're going to do the farming shit too. I'm thinking he's going to say it. He doesn't say it. He just told everyone he bought the mountain. Okay? Now, right, so now we're on those terms. He was like, when can you get out to Costa Rica? When can you get out to Costa Rica? And I'm like, shit, bro, like sometime in like late June. He was like, cause this is like late May, right? He's like, yo, that's perfect, bro, that works for me, that's perfect, right? And yeah, so that was the deal, that was the agreement. Now, let me slow down just so I can get the story straight. Fast forward, we good. Me and Polight good again. This dude is a sociopath, and I don't know, for some reason, he keeps getting into my head, and I keep fucking letting him, or I don't know. So me and Polight are cool again, like brothers again. Like, for some reason, I just kind of like dismissed everything and thinking like, yo, this is about to be lit. I'm about to have a place to stay in a resort. And I told him, this is not a lie. He's told me like Costa Rica, and he's like, and I was like, dude, I'm already about to go to Costa Rica, I swear. And then Polight hits me with that, and he's like, yo, that's crazy, G, that's crazy. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy, because I was already gonna go there, you know. And then I'm like, yo, this is like divine, spiritual. This just so happens to be at the right thing. Polight hit a hard time back in LA, and now he's back on his feet, and now he's trying to present for me an opportunity. Like, I'm presenting another opportunity. This dude is crazy. This dude is nuts, yo. All right, so this is what ended up happening. It's how I lost my faith in him. He told me about the refund checks. And I said, yo, Polight, I'm gonna need, as soon as I get a little bread, I'll be able to buy the plane ticket out there, you know? And so, I'll be able to buy a plane ticket out there. And he's like, all right, cool, G. Polight says I'm gonna get that check, that refund check. Guarantees me I'm gonna get it. Guarantees me is right. Took to the bank, notarized it, got her name off the security deposit. Guaranteed me that. And the legacy was like, nah, we told you for the third time, nothing's been done. It's only $500, right? Polight's presenting me an opportunity to stay in a resort on a mountain in Costa Rica for the rest of my life, live off the land, right? I lose my shit on Polight over these $500. Not so much the money, the fact that he guaranteed me. Everything he's guaranteeing me, nothing has come true, and that was the needle, whatever. That was the straw on the camel that broke the camel's back, essentially. The fact that he told me it was done and it wasn't done. I lost it. I absolutely lost it. And I realized, this dude wants me to be his fucking slave. Over in Costa Rica. I'm like, it hit me. I'm like, not only do I gotta rely on him for a place to live, But he still owes me over 100 grand, so I have to rely on him for the money. Then he wants me to teach classes and start a farm because he knows that was my dream. I told him the only reason I got the trust when they get real estate so I can get some farmland in Hawaii. And I told him I'm a farmer. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. Farming and crypto. So I'm thinking, yo, this dude wanted me to just be a slave on his land. Like essentially I'm thinking, I gotta rely on him for a place to live. I gotta rely on him for money, but yet I still gotta continue to do business and bringing on value to his land in order to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, no way. I finally wake up and like, yo, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna do that. And then I emailed Polight. I was like, yo, you guaranteed me. I was like, I'm not gonna be some slave on your land. You know, you said you were gonna give me that, and all my checks and everything. Nothing's shown up. You guarantee me that. Nothing's shown up. I'm not being a slave on your land. You know? And then he responds back immediately. See, that's the thing about brother Polight. He'll pretend like he's busy. I've been around him. He'll pretend like he's busy, but he's always on his phone. He literally gets every single message you send him. He gets every single email you send him. He gets every call you send him. I'm not joking. He just chooses to respond to the ones he doesn't. To the ones he does and the ones he just ignore all the ones he doesn't. And then respond a week or two later. Or just whatever. You know, I know this by now. So I know that once I'm going after Polight, he'll answer immediately, whether it be legally or whether I said I cancel. He's like immediately respond. No matter what time, he immediately respond. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't need a slave on my land. I don't need a slave on my land. That's homosexual. What are you talking about? It's like, I'm presenting you an opportunity. To live for free. You know what I'm saying? And then I respond, and you know, I don't know what happened, but I said something and I just let it go. I was angry. I didn't respond. And I couldn't get sleep. This shit was eating me alive. Everything I've been through, I got this new woman, is eating me alive, man. So she's just like, yo, you stressing real hard. Like, and I'm like, yo, I am, man. I am. Because this dude said I was going to get some money. Now this dude is trying to use me. And I'm like, yo, this dude is trying to drain more value. So this is what happened. I woke up. I just couldn't get sleep. I was so angry at Polight. I said, I pieced all it together. I'm like, yo, this dude's trying to drain more and more value out of me while pretending to add more value to me, like pretending to like give me opportunities. And so I said, and because my ex-girlfriend's like, don't you dare do anything. Don't you believe brother Polight. This whole time I'm being cool with him. She's like, I don't believe him. I'm like, yo, Polight said he's going to pay me. She's like, I don't believe him. He's a sociopath. Don't you believe him. And she's in my ear telling me not to believe him. The other dude who got the rental car telling me not to believe him. People are telling me not to believe him. And I'm still kind of believing brother Polight, man. This dude is with words. Oh, so at this point, all right, so the legacy check hits, and I told him, Polight, yo, I'm done, not gonna be a slave. And Polight was like, whoa. Did I miss a call or something, G? Did I miss a call? Yo, bro, I'm gonna call you tonight. I'm gonna call you tonight, bro. I'm gonna call you tonight, G. And I figured out, yo, do not talk to him. He's not apologizing about the money. He's not guaranteeing you any money. He's like, did you try to call me? Did I miss a call? Wait, bro, I'm gonna call you. And I'm like, no more calls, bro. I need results in my bank account now. Polight, literally, I told you he switches up his personalities. So whatever it was, I fucked up his plans by saying, no, I don't want to go out to Costa Rica. So Polight flips his personality. But check this out. He sees that I'm getting aggressive now. He sees that like my alpha male's coming out, and I'm like, I'm just losing all respect for him. And he's like, and I'm like, fuck talking to you. Do not call me. I don't want to hear your words. because he's trying to play game. I knew he was trying to play games with my head with his words. And I said, I need results in my bank account. And I knew I pinned him in a corner because he really couldn't. He was like, yes, blessings, brother. You know, he switched up into this whole hotep. He literally went to like a hotep mode. You know, peace and blessings. You know, sun rising, and he said like broken, like, and you know, things will come about, and always say yes. And I'm on top of it right away, brother. I'm on top of it. He never act like that before. He literally became like submissive hotep to me. Because he saw I was getting very aggressive, but I fucked up his plans, whatever it was. And so, and then I tell him, yo, I'm not going on your property until you give me a minimum 20,000 in my bank account. I'm not teaching the crypto course until you give me a minimum $1,500 because I know you fucking have it. And I'm not doing any of that until you give me the additional $500 from the legacy that you said I would have. You know, so I said all those three had to happen. 20K in my bank account for me to even go on the property. If you want me to teach the crypto course, you need to give me $1,500 because I know you have and you ripped me off, and $500 from legacy because you guaranteed me 3 times and it still hasn't fucking shown up. All right, those were my what's the word? Requirements or demands from Polight. Polight's like, oh, that's nothing, G. That's nothing. Those requests, like, those are minor. Those are minor requests. Those are no big deal. And I'm thinking, wow, okay, he got me again. Like, I'm about to get at least 20 G's. I'm about to, like, you know, Polight said he's on top of it. And he's like, oh, that's actually nothing, no big deal. You know what I'm saying? That's actually nothing, no big deal. That's no problem. You're going to get that. So he kind of got me again. I know, shoot me, Crypto Rootz. I get it, shoot me. So Polight's like, yo, that's nothing. Those demands, that's minor, bro. That's minor. All right. So this is the time Polight's having the baby. Now, give me a second. All right. And I'm like, now I'm trying to play games with him. Like, you know what? Polight has always had to stay in touch with me at least once a week, at least 2 to 3 times a week since we met. It's been 5 or 6 months. Polight has contacted me, or somehow we've talking. So I'm thinking, yo, what if I just like fuck with his head? What if I just never say nothing to Polight? What if I just dip out, just don't disappear, just don't answer my calls? Like, what if I play that kind of game and just don't say nothing to him for like weeks? But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I need the money now. I can't just kind of play. So I don't talk to Polight I don't contact him for about a week or so because I realized, you know, he was having the baby or whatever. And I just was like, yo, if there's any chance of you getting your money back, just wait until after he has the baby. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he'll be hopefully it'll just be a little better chance you can get your money back after he gets the kid out of the way. So, by this time I stopped following him. I'm like, yo, I can't even follow his teachings no more. He gave me I ended up getting 4 books from him. By that time, I already threw away 2, you know. And I'm like, should I hold on these other 2 because I don't know that. Like, I'm unsubscribed. I forgot I'm still on this YouTube. So I saw that he had a live stream of some ceremony dance with like King Los and like for the naming ceremony. And I'm thinking, like, yo, I don't know. Like, should I even trust this brother? He's letting me suffer. He's out there still pretending to live the life in Hollywood. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to let this man give birth to his child and whatever. So a few days later, I get a text from Polight. Polight's like, yo, I got my daughter's born. Sorry, G, I've just been so stressed these last few months. Sorry for not coming through. Sorry for apology. You know, I just needed to. My head's clear now. I'm good, G. Like, you know, we're still good. Like, we're still good. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, meh, 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 and right. And so he's like, yo, we're still gonna do the Costa Rica thing. he's like, the opportunity still exists. I'm not trying to use you or nothing, you know. And he's like, yo, I'm gonna get that bread to you, G. I'm gonna get that bread to you, right? So still the bread doesn't show up, and it just so happens that my chick missed her period, and it's been about like a week, and me and her like, fuck, we weren't really exactly. This just kind of came up. We thought we were doing our thing, and this just showed up because, so, and then we're like, fuck, like me and her, like, damn, we got the anxiety now. And I'm thinking, damn, I had over 100 G's to change my life, to kind of like start a family, and I gave it to Polight in hopes to get a trust, to get some real estate, to build it for a potential family. Now that I got this woman in my life, now that she's about to be pregnant, we were looking at cheap lands for properties in Mexico. I'm thinking, nah, damn, I ain't got the money. I got a girlfriend that I'm in love with because she makes me she makes me laugh so much. It's funny. So that's why I was like, yo, I gotta keep you, man. She cute and just hella funny. And she's pregnant now. So I start screaming, yo, Polight, I got a baby on the way, bro. I got a baby on the way, and I ain't got no bread. Like you said, I was gonna get some bread, bro. I got a fucking baby and a woman, and I'm trying to, I was like, that was the whole purpose of me even investing, was to get more bread to have. And I'm like, he's like, oh, gee, oh, what's up? Oh, you about to be a father? Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, if you need any help, if you need anything, you know what I'm saying, let me know. It's like, I got herbs, I got exercises you can do. I'm like, I don't know, man. She's still confused. We don't know if she's pregnant or not. Like, he's just like, yo, G, if you need any help, you know what I'm saying? And then he's like, yo, there's a check on the way. There's a check on the way. He's like, what's your address? For the 6th time, what's your address? There's a check on the way. So and at this time, I'm just like, I don't want to be a fucking friend. He's trying to be cool with me, G. Like, yo, I'll help you with the pregnancy and everything, And he's like, yo, there's a check on the way. Doesn't tell me how much and doesn't tell me when. I give him my address, and he's like, yo, the check's on the way. And then it clicks in, and then 30 minutes later, I'm like, yo, can you tell me how much that check's for? He's like, all right, let me get back to you. Let me get back to you. He asked me for the address, and it's like, I don't really know how much. He's like, he had to go find out through his account, somebody else, because he never touches the money. So somebody, he's like, let me get back to you. Couldn't even tell me how much the check was, right? Then he says it's going to be for $5,000. And I'm like, for exactly what? Which type of investments? And he's like, let me get back to you, right? Let me get back to you. And then a few days later, tax liens. I'm like, $5,000 back from tax liens? At this point, I don't even want to argue. At this point, I'm like, I'll take anything. Just give me anything back and I'll work with it. Just give me anything back and I'll work with it. But in my head, I know, and I'm like, okay, when? Yo, let me get back to you. He could have just said that all in one text. Yo, you're gonna get it this date for tax liens, $5,000, da 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 da. He could have just told me, and I could have just asked, but I just like, yo. But each time he said, let me get back to you, let me get back to you, let me get back to you, and at this point, I'm sitting up late night thinking, can't even sleep. And he's saying, and then he says, yo, G, when you going to Costa Rica, let me know so I can make arrangements for you. Let me know so I can make arrangements for you. I say, yo, whenever this check shows up, or I get some bread from my other crypto work. And he's like, all right, cool, right? And this was it. This was the final. I'm sitting there in my bed thinking, I ain't getting no fucking check. I'm not getting any check. I'm not getting nothing. And I was like, yo, Polight, send me the tracking number. Send me a picture with my name on the check and the amount, and send me a tracking number if you serious. And he says, no worries. He got that from me. No worries. Not that I'm, but he just took, that's Hawaiian, just like, no worries. But he kept, so he strategically used my language, on me. No worries. And I'm like, all right, I get it. I ain't getting no check. And that's when I went full blown, all out, you motherfucker. You motherfucker. And I started to think, this dude was fucking setting me up to come to Costa Rica. He wanted me to come to Costa Rica to set me up. And I'm thinking, wow. He wanted me to buy my own ticket. That's the whole thing. He never offered to buy my plane ticket. He wanted me to come to Costa Rica to live for free. Right? So back this up. And so I'm gonna back this up. So first we get in an argument. I told you, he was like, yo, you can live for free as long as you want. Whoever you want, you can live for free on my property. He never mentioned that I had to do anything. But I was like, yo, I can't wait to farm. I can't wait to do this. He's like, you can do whatever you want, G. You can do whatever you want. And then when I flipped out about the being a slave, he's like, bro, I was offering you an entrepreneurship opportunity. I didn't need a slave. And then he's like, I was offering you an entrepreneurship opportunity. First, he said, you just live for free, do whatever you want, teach some classes. Then he's like, yo, you could start your own. I offered you an opportunity to start your own businesses from the property. And I'm like, already done. And then when I finally quit, when I finally said, yo, bro, I was offering you part ownership of the land. And I'm like, yo, this dude is a fucking psychopath. This dude is a psychopath. He's been, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this dude tried to set me up. Polight wanted me gone. He wanted me gone. And I'm now in retrospect, I'm thinking, what a sophisticated ass motherfucker. He literally thought this out. He said, what does this guy want? So much so that he can't, I'm gonna present him something he will not turn down. And then I told him, Polight, I don't need to live on your property. With my farming resume, I can live on any land in Hawaii. Any land in Hawaii. But I did, and I was like, I'd been doing it for years. I can live any land for free in Hawaii because of my farming skills. But it was always for white folks, so that's why I stopped doing it. So then I got excited because I'm like, yo, it's gonna be a black-owned land at first. But I was like, so in his mind, he's thinking, yo, I'm gonna present something for this guy that can never be turned down. And so either I'm thinking, yo, this was a way for me to forgive him for taking all my money over the $110,000, and just be like, and then I'm like, yo, because I know what it is for work trade situations be taken advantage of, because people who don't know how to farm, they don't understand the actual real work it takes. So they can easily be like, yo, you didn't do enough. And that's why I stopped working certain situations, because no matter how hard I was working, people were like, you weren't doing enough. And I'm like, yo, Polight knows nothing about farming. So I could totally see that being misinterpreted. I could totally see him like, yo, G, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is worth way more than $100,000. You can live here for the rest of your life, so we good. Either he was trying to make it all like, yo, a way for me to forgive him, or he was trying to take more value out of me so that I could farm on the land, that I could make him look good on camera, do the couples retreats, do everything. And I told him, that's slavery. I was like, that's slavery. You want me to live on I have to rely on you for a place to stay. I have to rely on you for money. And while bringing more value to your land, I told him that's fucking slavery. He had nothing to say. He's like, I don't need a slave. And I broke it down. He's like, bro, nah, that's not what I want. That's not, bro, you misinterpreting everything. And I was like, yo, this dude wanted me a fucking slave. Wanted me to be a slave. And then I'm thinking, nah, bro. Polight wanted me gone. This nigga wanted me dead. Like, he wanted me to pay for my own plane, and he never offered. So I'm like, yo, he didn't want to pay for me to get off somewhere, for him to get rid of me somewhere. He wanted me to pay for myself. He wanted me to jump the gun and pay for myself because I was so excited. And so I'm like, yo, This dude wanted me somewhere in the middle of an island in my environment. He wanted to set it up in my environment, so I'm with him somewhere. And he kept saying, yo, come walk the property with me, G. Come on, bro. He said this like, yo, bro, just walk the property. Just give it a chance. Walk the property with me. And he texted me a few times, yo, let me know when you're out there so I can make arrangements for you. Every single arrangement this dude said he ever made for me never, ever worked out. So I'm thinking, he never had any real plans to either go out to Costa Rica. He wanted me to just like blindly go somewhere on the fucking mountain and have someone do something to me, or he wanted me to go out to the property with him in the middle of the mountain somewhere and get rid of me because he knew I had no family. He knew I had no close one. He knew I just had a girlfriend that I just met. But it was it's easy to just kind of get rid of Crypto Rootz somewhere and just disappear from the scene because this is before I speak out because he knew I was coming at him. He knew I was coming at him. Like one, and I kept falling for the okie doke. Straight up. And I'm thinking, and I'm piecing everything together, understanding how sociopaths, and I call him a borderline psychopath because he's been known to kill. And I'm thinking, yo, this dude really, really was trying to set me up, either to be his slave or to get rid of me. And that's when it hit me. I was like, damn. I'm grateful that check didn't come through, because if it did, I probably would have just been like, yo, for real, Polight, I'm buying my ticket now. Can I meet you there? You know what I'm saying? And Polight's such a sophisticated dude or whatever. No one would know who I was at or where I was at or nothing. I just would have never came back. And he would have been all good. Because he doesn't have emotional feelings for people. This is sociopath. He doesn't care. It's not in him to care. And I'm thinking, he's more worried about his reputation, you know what I'm saying, and anything else, that it's much easier to get rid of the dude who can ruin his whole reputation. All right, man. Part 7.